And welcome back, folks. He likes my puppy. This is Douglas Smythe and Phoenix Shaving. Good morning, and with me as always to the left,
Pisarcik, Matthew.
Bond, Gold Bond. Don't use it. But it was invented in my hometown. Look it up. Today, we are talking Aqua Velva, Sacre Bleu.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm a
high
little...
energy over here.
I've had about 8 cups of these things. Okay. Aqua Velva. Aqua Velva. Live it, love it, learn it. All this and more today on I'd Lather Be Shaving.
For the show.
Amateur hour.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
The year is 1955.
Rebel Without a Cause is rocking silver screens across the country.
You're tearing me apart!
And Gillette is rocking advertisements and store displays with their new Super Speed Trio featuring the light blue tip Super Speed variant. Now this was a razor that Gillette put out that has an aluminum handle, brass guard, brass doors, but most notably identified by the blue painted color tip. Now, if you have one of these razors and need to repaint this tip in a shuttlecock fashion as we featured on the Red Tips series, what's the name of this color?
That would be Sail Blue.
By Rust-Oleum. You can pick that up at
Closest thing I think that we have.
Yeah, it's very close.
Yeah.
But these razors are about 46 grams. They do have a more shallow kind of angle and not as much blade exposure as their Super Speed flare tip, regular or heavy variants. So they are going to be a mild shave. They're, Gillette literally designed them for younger people, sensitive skin, a very light beard. They also would be the closest to number 1, 2, or 3 on one of your adjustable razors. So if you like those settings, that's going to be a similar blade angle as this guy here. Overall, very cool razors. One downside about them, they can be polished very, very easily. The handle's aluminum.
That's a downside?
But you cannot replate them because there's 2 different metals here. You got brass, with nickel plated on top of it, and you got aluminum. They don't really react well. How Gillette made these is once the handle was done and the top was done, they connected it together with this little ring you see around the inside of the T-bar. And after that, you can't really take it apart very easily.
It's interesting. Since this was part of a series, did they anticipate they were going to be doing a red tip and the black tip as well? Because it's just so different than the other two with the aluminum handle.
I think they did. They all the Super Speed Trios were released at the same time. They knew about the other ones, and I think they were just going with a lighter weight handle for that designation, that it was for light touch, light beard. They had done some aluminum stuff before with the contract tech razors during the World War II era, like 1941 through 45, 46. Those have aluminum handles as well. So,
well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We were saying, the metal was being used for more important things. But I don't know. I just don't understand what they're thinking.
I also think that color-wise, this looked so close with the pattern to the regular flare tip that I think that they wanted it to visually look different, not just with the blue tip, but the aluminum has a different hue to it. Oftentimes people say, oh, what is this metal? Is this nickel, or is this chrome or silver? Aluminum always has this bluish kind of hue to it. And over time, it will oxidize and kind of start turning grayish and smoky. But the great thing is this is solid. So if you send it in for like a tune-up service, for instance, or have someone else polish it, we can get that up to a really nice luster because it's solid metal.
Well, that's good because, I have a couple blue tips, and the one thing I don't like about them is how the aluminum ages.
Yeah.
And it really just, the contrast between the head and it's just not one of my more favorite, visually, it's just aesthetically doesn't do it for me.
Right.
But, it's one for the collection.
Yeah, I think a combination with a more kind of medium of the road, like an Astra kind of blade or Dorco, teamed up with this is great for someone who, again, doesn't have a very heavy beard. I have customers and friends that, they don't have that huge heavy beard, And so why set them up with some, super aggressive razor that's just gonna really be overkill? This is great for a clean, mild kind of shave without getting too close.
Little boys is what he means.
You know all about them. Well, anywho, so we're gonna...
Folks, what do these things have in common?
They all are
I'm talking to them, Matt. That's
They're
right.
a shade of blue.
They are all a shade of blue. But what's really happening here is Listerine. I just bit my tongue when I said that.
Listerine.
Listerine originally began its life
What is
as
in there?
an aftershave. Listerine, killing two birds with one stone. But it originally began its life. Not many people know this. Listerine originally began as an aftershave, but
Really?
somehow morphed into a mouthwash. Whereas Aqua Velva originally began its life as a mouthwash, but then morphed into an aftershave.
I can tell
Are
you it doesn't
confused?
taste very good.
No, it doesn't taste any good. Now it doesn't taste any good. Back in the day, it tastes delicious. You're probably wondering what I'm talking about. Okay,
Tastes
let's
like
do this.
potpourri.
1928 Listerine Aqua Velva. Let's just get rid of this. 1928 Aqua Velva is born. That was Boston Bond, but
That's
born.
Bond,
And
Jason Bond.
it was immediately popular right off the bat. This, along with Old Spice, was a huge hit during the Second World War. This more so. This was in every soldier's DOP kit, and I kid you not. And it wasn't for its aftershave effects. It was more for the fact that it would get you drunk. That's right, folks. Guys were drinking this stuff.
Really?
Yeah. The original color wasn't blue like this. It was actually this dark amber.
Okay.
And Uncle Sam realized that and approached the maker Williams and asked them to put something in it to stop the guys from drinking it. They're going into battle drunk. This is wrong. Their breath smells great, however. But so they put this bittering agent in it. Something I can't really pronounce.
Chemicals.
Some chemicals. It's actually denatonium benzoate.
There you go.
Yes, I knew it would come to me. This is what they put into it, and this is what they were sending abroad to the soldiers. The men back at home still had the original dark amber colored one. To save money, eventually they used the bittering agent in all of them, which is a great idea. And it shortly after became known as ice blue. But it's the same scent, relatively the same scent as the darker amber version. But I thought that was an interesting fact because Matt, I don't know if you know this or not, but Matt began the episode drinking some of.
It was impromptu to take a swig.
Now, if you notice right here,
My coffee mug was gone.
I respect that. But if you notice here, this is a vintage bottle of Old Spice. You'll see the difference in color too.
Right. That's a lot more.
I mean, if you
like
look
a-
right here, you can see this bottle is clear.
Right.
So it's very interesting. There are two different formulas. I know for a fact. The one that is still out today is it's made in Europe as well. Is what I want to get to. The aftershave made in Europe, the Aqua Velva made in Europe, is actually closer to the original scent, to the vintage scent, than the stuff sold in the States right now, which is weird because it started off here. This may have to do with EU certification. I'm not sure why they changed the formula, but
Maybe
it's,
to be more modern or current.
it's interesting. There's a lot of misinformation out there, or just different information when you're searching for the history of Aqua Velva. In some places they have it starting off as early as 1917, but in other places it's 1928. But what people are more concerned with is the scent. They think, or a lot of people in the forums think, that the American version smells more like the original. But I can tell you, for a fact, it's the EU version that smells more like the traditional one. And let's have Matt try it out right now. Do not drink this. Stumbling on my words. I'm so excited. I just love Aqua Velva. There we go. Smell that.
All
Good
right.
whiff. And keep your mouth open when you're smelling an aftershave or a cologne. There you go. Okay.
Some different
Okay.
hues and notes there.
There really are.
Okay.
Now smell this one.
Oh,
What's the
completely
difference?
different.
It's mellower. It's
Lot
more
more.
sophisticated. And so this is a vintage bottle.
This
He's taking it
is
up.
more, like a subdued. It's more like a jazzy nightclub. This is like a raging rock concert.
Yeah, it really is. And, God bless America. But I mean, the stuff they're selling right now is not. It's
Yeah,
not
no,
the
I like
classic
this.
Aqua
This is
Velva.
really good.
So
I
if-
mean, I may want to take a second taste just for shits.
That's weird. But yes, so notice classic Bakelite cap.
Okay.
The EU version, if you buy the European version, it still comes in a glass bottle with a Bakelite cap.
Yeah, but this is shatterproof.
Shatterproof, another word for plastic.
Right.
But yeah, which I think that change came in 2010.
Okay.
Everyone was talking about it in the forums back in the day.
Now I'm gonna just interrupt you blatantly. What's the connection to Williams? So I've seen, like, if you use the Williams, which smells like citronella, why would you finish up with this? Or are they unconnected?
Well, they are connected by the same company, but I mean, back in the day, men weren't so concerned with pairing stuff. Like you didn't match. It just
wasn't so matchy like our.
Well, because I mean, I think just like soap, the scent of soap, it really doesn't matter. Honestly, I'm going to say this here for the first time, but the scent of the soap doesn't matter once you splash the aftershave on. The alcohol in the aftershave is going to eat up whatever soap residues on your face and kill that scent. This is going to dominate. Knowing this back in the day, they didn't really care. It was just a job. It was shaving. It was something they had to do every day. They weren't like we are fanatics about wet shaving. What does that say about us? Anyways, yeah, so what you want to pick up, I highly recommend anyways, is the European version. Glass bottle, same Bakelite cap, same classic scent of Aqua Velva. The new stuff that you can buy, and you know, difference is probably about $5. $5 difference, but totally worth it. This is the classic stuff. This is the stuff your granddad was wearing. This meaning the modern European version. The classic stuff your granddad was wearing, your father, so on and so forth. This stuff, I don't know. I maybe sacrilege, but I think it's garbage in comparison. But in a pinch, good stuff.
Take that on camping, leave this at home.
Yes, and don't mix this with your beverage. Speaking of beverage.
Yes. We're now going to go to the next segment called our... We're basically going to tell you how to make a classic shaving shot for your next house party. Stay tuned.
Use new Ice Blue Aqua Velva, the aftershave lotion that's better for your skin. Aqua Velva cools away razor burn, soothes irritated skin, contains humectant, a skin conditioner that puts back skin moisture. Get new Ice Blue Aqua Velva in this handsome decanter bottle. You'll like its clean, manly scent. You'll hear him say,
"There's something about an Aqua Velva man."